Yo, everybody, welcome to episode 2 of For Beginners by Beginners Path of Exile edition. My name is Stalo. Thank you so much for choosing my channel. If you find today's content helpful, please hit the thumbs up on the video. And if you'd like to see future content, make sure you subscribe and leave a comment below with what you'd like to see. Today, we're going to be talking about filters.
Spitting out the first few mouthfuls helps clear the filter of any loose bits of grass and charcoal.
Not those kind of filters. We're going to be talking about item filters for Path of Exile. In the first act, I would suggest you don't need to use a filter. Beyond that first act, you're going to want to have it ready to turn on. You will need to have a couple things first. Number one, you're going to need to know what type of build and what type of weapons your build is going to use. That's going to help the filter decide what items apply to you. The second thing that you need to decide is, are you going to do custom sounds for everything that drops? To start, you're going to go to filterblade.xyz. I will leave that link down in the description below. Now you're going to land on this page. There are two ways that you can put a filter into your game. The first is you can sign in with PoE. Now, while that is a really nice way to do it, because when updates are made, you can auto sync those updates into your game without recreating and downloading a filter. I don't do this because I want to use my own custom sounds. And to do that, it can be kind of a headache when you're signing in with PoE. So we're going to start out here. So you can do 3 different options. Most of us are going to go latest softcore league economy. Now, if you're playing in the current league, which is what you're probably going to want to play in, that's what you're going to select. If you're playing in standard league, you could go with the stable. Again, these are all my recommendations. That's different. Recommendations for new players playing the game for the first time. Strictness. You're going to go regular or semi-strict. It's kind of up to you. If you are a little nervous about the filter thing and you think you might miss some things, you can switch it to regular. My recommendation is start with semi-strict. Style. This is all just a color scheme. You'll be able to customize these individually later on if you'd like. I go with blue. Once you find one you like, you'll probably stick with that across all of your filters just to kind of cement it into your mind. And then presets. So this is where we're going to do a few things. Now here, you can select from a list of custom sound packs that have been created by the community and vetted by the site. You select these, it is going to use all of their sounds in your filter unless you edit it later on, which we'll take a look at. And then once you find one that you like, select that, and you can edit out some of them for your own custom sounds if you choose to do so later. You may have some custom sounds, but you may not have enough to fill up every slot. This will give you a backup. I personally recommend Slippery Gem. We try to keep this channel family friendly. Slippery Gem's filter is one of the only ones. I don't know if it's the only one, but one of the only ones that is family friendly. And so we are going to select Slippery Gem.
A unique.
The next thing you're going to do is on currency, you're going to give all currency max font size. There are some other options below. Again, those are going to apply more towards a second character. The rest of these, you're going to leave as default. Now you're going to apply it. Now, once you apply it, you cannot come back and change this. If you want to do that, you're going to have to refresh and start over. So just something to keep in mind if it gives you an error message when you try to select presets. You can look through some of these things. Again, that's what you're here for in this video. Why would you do that? Customize. All right. This is going to show you what God Tier 1 currency is going to look like, God Tier 2 currency will look like, so on and so forth. This is what they will actually look like, and you can see what they apply to as well. Simulating is where you can come in here and generate loot. It's just going to generate random loot. Now, something to consider is you see these ones that are white with a line through them. Those actually wouldn't show up in this filter. They're basically showing you how much stuff gets filtered out in a pile of loot. Next, you're going to go to style. This is where you're going to implement some custom sounds. Do so. Under each one, community means it's one of the community sound packs, and then which one you're using. So I technically could change for each individual type. So this is for uniques. I could change it to each one of these, and I could pull the unique sound from any one of those sound packs. What we're going to do is we're going to look at custom sounds. So if you choose custom, you have to enter a file name. Very important here. You have to make sure the file name is exactly as the file name appears. I'll show you what I mean by that. Documents, we're going to go to My Games, Path of Exile. Your Path of Exile may be somewhere different if you didn't do an express install on it. Let's go, and we're going to take a look here. So all of these files, these are all audio files. And then we have some Slippery Gem ones as well. So what's going to happen is I'm going to take a look at these files and I'm going to enter the correct file name. So for me, I like using Halo Kill Streak sounds. For uniques, I use Killpocalypse. So I need to put in Killpocalypse.mp3. You do have to include the .mp3 or .wave or .whatever type of file it is. The entire name has to be included and it has to be exactly the same. Path of Exile and the filter will not figure it out on their own. You have to point them in the direction. So I would come here and I would type Killpocalypse.mp3. And I could go and I could do that for each one. Now, what this is going to do is any that I leave as Slippery Gem, when I download this filter at the end, it is going to download those sound files with me. That's why we saw there are some Slippery Gem sound files, but some of them I left because I didn't have enough that really made sense to me. You're going to set all of these. We're not going to do every single one for this. I already have a filter like this built. You're going to go through and you're going to set all of your sound files if you want to do custom sounds. For the advanced, I wouldn't stress too much about this. When you're first starting, the defaults are perfectly fine. If you do save and load, that is only going to work if you sign in and link your Path of Exile account. If you do, you can save several different filters that you create and you can load them. And when you go to Path of Exile, as we'll see in a minute, you'll be able to see all of those listed within the game. Again, if you're doing custom sounds, I don't recommend going that route. If you're going to download, which is what I do, you're going to come here. You're going to say download your filter. You're going to name the filter. Now, whatever you name it here is what it's going to show up as inside of the game. You want to make sure it's something you're going to recognize. Don't make it just PoE filter, because then when you go to make another character, you can't really distinguish between that. So let's say I was going to do a Cyclone Berserker Harvest. Now, you don't have to put that long of an explanation. I do, because as leagues go on, I want to know which ones don't apply to this league. I may do a Cyclone Zerker in another league, but if I don't have the league name, it might be confusing. And then you're going to download. Now, you can do it as single files or a zip. I recommend it as zip. Once you do that, you're going to unzip that folder into here. Now you'll see these .filter files. You have to have the sound files in this same folder and they have to be named the same. Again, if you don't do that, they will not work. Once you do that, now you're going to fire up Path of Exile, which I did not do ahead of time. Now that you're in Path of Exile, you're going to log in. You're going to choose your character name. Now, once you get logged in, open up your menu. You're going to go to Options. You're going to go to UI. And up here, at the very bottom, you're going to see list of item filters. Now, I already have Cyclone Zerker on. Dual Wield Swords one is also blue. That is because that one is synced from my PoE account on Filter Blade. You're going to select it, and that is it. It's done. It's already done. Right? So, once it's done, you will immediately see it. Keep in mind, you can press Alt and hold down the left Alt button at any point in time, and that will show all items that are on the ground. So it's not like those items are lost to you forever. If you feel like you're looking for something different, or maybe you're looking for something for a friend that won't show up under your filter, you could always hold the Alt after you fight a boss to see if whatever you're looking for is not. That is going to be it for filters, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was super helpful. Everyone uses these, whether they've been playing the game for 7 years, whether they've been playing the game for 7 minutes. Everyone should be using an item filter. If you guys like this and you found it helpful, again, please thumbs up the video. It really does help. And if you'd like to see more, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and pop into the comment section below with what you in particular would like to see next. You can also comment below with what type of sounds you use. If you did custom unique sounds, what ones did you use? Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you so much, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.